Welcome to all of our viewers. I'm glad to be back with everyone tonight. It's been about a month I was away. I had a really bad bug. I joke about it. It was COVID-18, just one shy of COVID-19. But you know what? I'm here, and I'm excited to discuss the current issues, at least here in California. And I have some great guests with me, as Kelvin previously mentioned. Christie Nguyen, who is a salon owner, and our fellow co-host, Jade Tang from The Point. And then welcome also to my fellow co-host, Mr. PhD, who you all know is a salon owner here, and Mr. TV, my fellow co-host, who now has his own spin-off show. But he's back here for a special segment tonight. So first, let me do this for our viewers who may recognize Christie. You may have seen her, heard of her name. But let me have Christie, introduce yourself to our viewers. Tell us about yourself, your involvement with the nail industry, what you've been doing briefly the last 9 months with the pandemic and lockdown, because I think that'll really give our viewers, a little insight as to why I invited you to participate tonight.
Yeah, of course. So thank you for having me on this platform. It's incredible. My name is Christie Nguyen. I am a co-owner of a Studio 18 nail bar with my family. It's a small family business. We concepted on April 15th of 2017, so it's been a few years now. We've been shut down since mid-March. Now we're on our third shutdown. But during that time, I was part of an amazing group called Nailing It for America, which you probably heard of. That consists of Tam Nguyen of Advanced Beauty College, Johnny Ngo of Whale Spa, Ted Nguyen from OCTA, and then Haley Yoon as well from Beyond Capital. And so with our core team, and then also with the help of the Vietnamese community, including Mike Vo, Jade Tang, Belay Nguyen of State Farm, and just there was a whole slew of community leaders that just helped us give back to the community and back to healthcare workers when they needed it the most, and including masks, including food, and just anything you name it. And so it's been a great collaborative effort, and in a sense it's still ongoing, but it's something that we just love to give back, especially during a time when our hands are tied and we're not allowed to open our businesses.
So for the first shutdown, I actually I had to pay rent still for that first 5 months, which is a lot for my little studio and the area I used to be at. It's like for a little 100 square feet, it costs up to more than $2,000 a month to rent, and that I've been paying that for that had been paying that for that 5 months, and then now for the second shutdown I didn't have to, but the third one, like right now, I didn't have to either. I mean, it's good that this salon that I just moved into, it's been a week now. I had to sign a waiver form for me to be able to work in there. I think it's safe inside, and the door outside is always locked 24/7. I feel like only if I get caught, if someone else they actually report me, but I think I doubt it that no one would do that. Yeah, so that's a struggle that I had to go through, and I didn't qualify for any loan because when I started out my business, not even a year yet, so I didn't really qualify for any help at all.
For our viewers, just to be fair, because we have viewers from outside of California and worldwide. So for those of you who don't know, California recently just enacted its newest stay-at-home order. And what the governor did here was he broke down California into 5 regions. All of Southern California, all the counties in Southern California are considered one region. And the metric, the requirements that the governor imposed was that if you were already in the purple tier, the most restrictive tier, and your hospital ICU bed capacity for the entire Southern California region dropped below 15%, we went into this lockdown or modified stay-at-home order, if you will. Part of that is that nail salons, hair salons, personal care services, all of that had to shut down. There wasn't an option of, I can still do it outdoors or I can do it with indoors with limited capacity. There's none of that. It is a complete shut down for personal care, nail, and hair salons. So, when we look at the way the lockdown orders are working is that it's for 3 weeks. At the end of the third week, if your ICU bed capacity is above 15%, the region could then reopen out of these modified lockdowns. So what we're looking at is from a period of December 7th through December 28th, all of Southern California, including the biggest counties, LA County, Orange County, San Diego County, we're all under these lockdown stay-at-home orders. So for the nail industry, this is a busy time of the year. There's holiday parties, holiday gatherings. Obviously, with the pandemic, there's probably not so much, but even then, the men and the women, they want to pamper themselves. They want to provide gifts for family and friends who want their hands and feet done. And those services are now no longer available, at least within the salons. So Christie, let me turn to you here. You're now under the third lockdown. Your business, right? Are you one of those businesses that are going to say, hey, you know what, we're going to comply with it? Or, you know what, Mike, we can't comply because, what's going to happen if I have to lock down again? I'm never going to reopen. I've heard that from many of my clients, and it's not just hair and nails, but it's other sectors. If I close down again, I cannot reopen.
Yeah, it's such a tough predicament, and like you said, it's not even just nails. It's every sector that's being affected right now. And so specifically for us, the first shutdown we were concerned. The second shutdown, we were terrified, and now the third shutdown, we absolutely have no idea what's right and what's wrong. We understand the severity behind COVID-19. We understand the severity of the ICU beds. But in the nail industry, we are one of the very few industries that are very well versed in sanitation, in PPEs. We've always had PPEs to begin with. And so, we've had, since we've opened, we've had, over 1,000 customers, and they've all signed COVID waivers, and we have had one community spread. Not to say that, it's never going to happen, but the likelihood of if it's going to happen in a nail salon is very slim, I would say, personally for me. But it's just very terrifying because, this is my family's small family business that it's basically their American dream. We've had to pay rent, full rent since March. I mean, they haven't discounted anything. They've actually increased our rent for the annual increase. And so it's just something that's been very difficult. And, I'm fighting my best to save my family's American dream. And so in turn, in this third shutdown, I'm a bit apprehensive to open because the numbers are so high, but at the same token, I feel like in order to compromise with the stay-at-home orders and then just trying to keep our family business open, I think we're going to just open Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. But today is Tuesday, and I'm still a little apprehensive if I should keep my appointments on Friday or not, or just completely shut down for the next 3 weeks. So it's still an ongoing discussion, but as of now, we're just going to open for 3 days a week for the next 3 weeks or so.
The spread, the possibility of spread within a nail salon now with these third lockdowns. What are your thoughts on the numbers that the governor's thrown out?
Back to your question, there's a lot of data around the world right now from what we can gather from the internet. None of that is our own data, so we have to trust the information displayed. And sometimes the data displayed on the news, something like that, they probably print out a one number that make the point, but the surrounding number, other numbers may not be emphasized or mentioned, and the view of the problem may be only from 1 or 2 angles instead of 360-degree angle. So in particular, in this case, if they focus, if California focus about the availability of ICU bed, then they are right. Yeah, there must be something to be done. Otherwise, there will be some patients that don't have the emergency response when they need it, right? So California use the ICU bed availability as the guideline for opening or closing.
For me, Mike, I obey the rule and shut down on the last Monday, Tuesday, and I just want to lock it down the whole week and see what's going on for the next week, because if the data is going to be a little better, I do look like Christine or Jay, maybe open in Saturday, Sunday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday only. But right now is the governor divide California to the 5 zones, and then the zone we are in is a 10.1% capacity of ICU. The second worst compared to the San Joaquin is only 5.6% there. So I hope another couple of days or something like that, the rate is getting better. So we will decide to open a couple of days out of the week, and that we still have to pay the rent. Doesn't matter we close or we open or whatever we do, we have to pay for the rent. So the same thing for my manicurists. They have to earn some money to feed their family too. So,
like you said, we are struggling heavily, because we've been shut down for most of this year, really. And so, during this, the first and second shutdown, we had to furlough our employees. They were on state unemployment, so that definitely helped them. Now that unemployment is over, now in our third shutdown, we're trying to figure out what's the best possible solution. And I think coming to terms of opening Friday, Saturday, and Sunday would help both not only the nail technicians but us as a business as well. So I think that really is our compromise. It's hard to really figure out what the right thing to do is and how to help others, because we can barely help ourselves. And so, we're just trying to find that middle ground to help all of our technicians as well as our business as well.
So the first and the second shutdown, I heard so many stories from my nail friends. A lot of them, they maintain their the business, like the salon remain open, but low key. I feel like this kind of makes sense right now. There's no right or wrong answer anymore. I feel like if you have to go to work and you have to you provide for your family, you have to put the food on the table to take care of your kids, then you are essential. I don't care if you, the governor think that we are not essential, but if you have to provide to take care of life, it's essential as well. And for now, many businesses have asked the governor that what's the data, right? In the first shutdown, what the data on us that make us be the target all the time. But now the question, been asking so many times, none of us get the answer anymore. And obviously they don't have any fact or science behind this decision at all. And I feel like, and then small businesses, like a lot of us here, he said that he got the fund to help, but obviously not enough. If you think about it, the whole state of California divided that fund out, we probably each get a few bucks. Come on, are you kidding right now, right? And then he said that he got a lot of program to help, but you click on those programs, they're all small loans, and actually loans with low interest. And I'm like, first of all, you don't work, you don't make money, and now you're trying to put more debt on your back. It doesn't make sense at all, right? We need to work. I understand that this severity behind this COVID, but our life is matter as well. What else? Well, another thing is the question that we asked. Oh yeah, why we are the target? All the time, and I feel like, well, a lot of people got submitted into the hospital. Why don't they use the data? Those people that got into the hospital because they got COVID, you can trace the contact from those people and figure out what happened, right? Instead of just punishing us businesses owner as a whole. And I think it's not fair. And Mike, he mentioned earlier, all the data, he just every shutdown, he picked the data that doesn't make sense at all. It doesn't link to any of our business, owner or anything like that. And I think it's really unfair.
How do we get folks back in the salons, the workers, that is?
I think that is the same problem for on every people, but for our salon, we have a good relationship with the manicurists, and all of my workers over there, I don't want to say they believe 100% on me, but whatever I tell them, they believe whatever it is, because if you go back to work and you got like a payroll for the W-2 or something like that, and then later on, like when you're 65, you got Medicare, you got a whole lot of things later on. So that's why I don't have a big problem with the workers come back to work for the second shutdown. And I don't think I have the big problem with the coming third shutdown. Third coming after the third shutdown in another week or two. So that's my experience.
Christie, what about your personal situation? Are you experiencing a little bit of some of the things I've discussed about getting workers to come back into the salons?
Heavily. In my particular salon, it's been very difficult. A lot of it was honestly getting paid more, like you said, with unemployment, and then we lost some technicians because there was some salons that were open during the shutdown, and they were paying them cash, and so it's hard to have technicians on payroll when we're trying to comply with the laws of the payroll taxes, with withholdings and all that, and so it's still a huge problem till this day, because to me it kind of feels like being paid in cash is a little bit more rampant more than ever. And so, because we get a lot of technicians that come in and they seek for jobs, and all they want is cash. And for us, we run it on payroll, and so it's very difficult to keep your employees, to sustain your business, to explain. And when your clients come in and they ask for that particular technician, we can't outward say because they left because they wanted to get paid in cash. We just say it's because of COVID. They're nervous about COVID, or some other excuse that's a little bit more understanding, as opposed to placing the blame. So it's been a very difficult challenge. It's something that I think you and I have spoken about previously, how it's something that needs to be changed, and not to only help salon owners, but to also help the technicians as well have a better understanding of what the benefits are of being on payroll in the long run.
Folks, man, I'm just getting goosebumps right now, just thinking about the discussion. And then of course, my brother Thong Vu, thank you for joining us. Always the collective, all right, on point. What I got from him is, folks, you know what? Yes, I can, we might know the data, we know this number, this and that, but you know what? At the end of the day, folks, it's gonna end up being, it's gonna be up to each one of us as an individual, to make our own decision about what's best for our lives. I got it, but just keep one thing in mind, okay, folks? I might be your neighbor, so that might be think about me a little bit. Okay, on that note, folks, I'm looking forward to the next webcast in 2 weeks, folks. It's going to be our last webcast for the year, okay? And, folks, I'm happy to say we already confirmed we have the Mayor Chita back on the show with us. We got Mr. Thong Vu back, and, of course, we got Mr. Mike Vo and Mr. PhD. Hopefully, and Phuoc, take care of your throat, please, okay? Some, hot water, lemonade, or something like that. I don't know, okay? Please take care of it, all right? We want you to be able to talk and laugh like you always normally do, okay, sir? On that note, folks, thank you again so much. Make sure you comment, you share, and you follow us to learn about your business, which is the nail business. On that note, folks, take care of yourself and peace out. Guys, good job. Thank you so much.